Namaskaramu. It's a pleasure to address the Global Education and Still Conclave being hosted by the Government of Telangana and organised by APAC News Network. I pay tribute to Sri Ramesh Pokhriyal, the Hon'ble Education Minister for the Government of India. I also pay tribute to the guest of honour, Dr. Dan Singh Rawat, the Hon'ble Higher Education Minister from the Government of Uttarakhand. Education, research and skills are central to the Australia-India relationship. This was recognised by Prime Ministers Modi and Morrison when they recently joined in virtual summit and elevated our ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership, or CSP. Prime Ministers Modi and Morrison have said that, quote, the CSP is based on mutual understanding, trust, common interests and the shared values of democracy and rule of law, end quote. Education has long been at the core of our relationship, as it fundamentally reflects our shared values and is critical in progressing our mutual interests. The CSP recognises that, quote, education, research and skills are a central component of the relationship. They underpin the progress and the growth trajectories of our nations, and the exchange of students and academics between our countries generates valuable people-to-people links, end quote. Education also underpins our efforts to recover from COVID-19. As India continues its ambitious skills reform agenda, there are many opportunities for collaboration with Australia. In November 2019, Australia's Minister for Education, Dan Tehan, visited New Delhi to deepen the Australia-India education relationship. Minister Tehan chaired the 5th Australian-India Education Council meeting with Minister Pokhriyal, where they agreed to enhance and support deeper research collaboration between our countries. The 6th Australia-India Education Council meeting is scheduled to take place virtually early next year. As mentioned, education is a key driver of the strong people-to-people links that characterise the Australia-India relationship. At the end of September 2020, there were 112,000 Indian international students in Australia. Indian students represented 17% of Australia's total international student cohort. Our world-class educational institutions produce critical thinkers and job-ready graduates. They collaborate internationally to make pioneering advances in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, quantum computing and 5G, as well as the policy frameworks governing these. We have a strong and growing education link in Telangana. For example, Australian institutions have partnered with the Telangana institutions on 19 research projects under the Australia-India Strategic Research Fund. Working together, these projects have made pioneering advances in developing drought-resistant chickpeas to improve India's food security, and treating ocular diseases with the LV Prasad Eye Institute. Apollo Hospitals and Macquarie University launched a partnership in 2020 that will see 60 Australian medical students per year complete a semester placement in Hyderabad. Osmarina University and the University of Western Australia have been collaborating on a virtual lecture series since COVID lockdowns, bringing Australian perspectives to Indian students. India's new national education policy is a perfect opportunity for Australia and India to continue developing these important partnerships. It's exciting and impressive to see the Government of India, under the stewardship of Sri Ramesh Pokhriyal, pressing ahead at great speed to implement this transformational policy agenda despite these COVID times. We acknowledge and applaud the Modi government's continuing efforts to capitalise on India's demographic dividend and to provide the growing working age population the education and skills needed to build the road to economic recovery and future prosperity. Structural reform is being implemented, and the NEP is a great example of that. COVID-19 has increased digitisation, such as greater online education delivery, which will drive productivity, market penetration and better service delivery. Now more than ever, the strength and momentum of the India-Australia relationship is critical, and our education systems are becoming increasingly aligned. Throughout this pandemic and through the recovery, we will continue to work together, and education will continue to drive our strong bond. I want to thank the Government of Telangana for hosting this event and I look forward to visiting in person when COVID restrictions allow. I thank APAC News Network for also organising this event, and I wish everyone a successful conclave.